Get your money, don't care who judge. Stay out the way, surround yourself with nothing but love. Stay out the way, if you a gangster, killer or thug. Stay out the way, put your faith in the man above. Stay out the way, chill with your family, siblings and blood. Stay out the way, kick it with your girl, forget hit in the club. Stay out the way, mind on your money, ain't no switching it up. Stay out the way, stand out the way, what you thought that it was. Stay out the way. If you stuck down on your luck, not feeling righteous, did a petty crime, just looking for some excitement. Now your name on affidavits and court indictments, get paid for a lot, but your freedom is priceless. You did the crime, you do the time, don't let it surprise you. Real stories from the heart, just to open your eyes up.
Part 2 gang, y'all. Let's get it, y'all. Part 2 gang, y'all. Let's get it. Like, share, subscribe. Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's go. I promise you, man. He snapped. Man, he snapped in front of the whole pod. That man say, man, what you think you all that? Because you got your property and stuff now. I don't care about none of that. Man, my word, man. Old head was like, man, look. This is why I finally heard old head speak up, man. I finally heard the dude, Bert. He finally spoke up. He finally spoke up, man. He was like, man, look, man. I don't got no beef with you, man. I don't know what the problem is you got with me. I don't know what we went wrong at, but I don't got no problem with you, young blood. He was like, man, look, I don't care about none of that. I don't care about it. He was like, man, everybody was like, now dudes started to see it. Dudes were like, man, so I see my homeboy come on this side of the steps. He jive be talking to Brian, and I see Brian homeboy, that's from his city. He getting out the shower right by Brian's cell. So everybody start making their way over there because we like, man, this joint might can get ugly, man. Like, you know what I mean? So when I seen them going out, so I come up the steps. You know what I mean? So when I come up the steps, everybody like, man, Brian, chill, man. So when I get to the door, everybody like, oh, man, Brian, you wildin', man. This homeboy from his town like, man, what you doing, man? Like, what you trying to push something that old head for, man? What you got going on? He like, no, it ain't like that. It ain't like that. It's just, he get his property. He ain't say nothing to me all day. He ain't say good morning. He ain't say none of that. Old head said, man, how can I speak to somebody that always got hate in their heart? He said, you got hate in your heart. He was like, no, I can get along with anybody. I can get along with anybody. Ask anybody. I'm like, man, I wouldn't want to be in a cell with your psycho, man. You a psycho, bro. I wouldn't want to be in a cell with you. And that's what I'm saying. You know what I mean? So everybody trying to de-escalate it, man, calm him down because he's just like going in about this stuff, man. So everybody like, look, man, you got a problem. What's your problem with old head, man? He was like, I ain't got no problem with him. He's like, oh, yeah, you got a problem with him. He's like, I ain't got no problem with him. I ain't do nothing to this since I moved in the cell. He's been hostile. He's been hostile, man. Old head talking calm, man. You know what I mean? So I'm like, shh. Like, they jump crazy, so they calm him down. You know what I mean? They calm him down like, look, what y'all just need to do, man, tomorrow, y'all need to go holler at the unit manager and y'all need to tell him that y'all need to get a move, man. That's what y'all need to do, man. You know what I mean? Because, like, there ain't no need for y'all to be, you know what I mean? Like, this is what it is. So Brian like, oh, we could do that. So old head was like, man, we could do that, man. Like, I don't got no problem doing that. Like I don't have no problem doing that because I don't got no problem with nobody. You know what I mean? So everybody dispersed. So we dispersed. Brian went in the cell. We posted up kind of like where my man's cell was at by cell 15 and 16. He was in 16, but we posted up kind of like behind the steps slightly of what I'm talking about. So Brian couldn't really see us, you know what I mean, where we was at. But we right there. And you know what I mean? Old head come down the steps. And like for real, old head saw that we was the ones that kind of came up there and helped de-escalate the situation slightly, you know what I mean? So he was like, he stopped. He said he came where we was at. He was like, man, look, I just left Wallace Ridge, man. He said, I just did some years on that place, man. He said, I am not going back to Wallace Ridge. He said, read my lips. He said, there's nothing or nobody that's going to make me get out of my square to go back to Wallace Ridge. I am not going back to that place, man. I saw his face when he said, I'm not going back to that place, man. I'm not going back there, man. Y'all ain't never been there. He said, so y'all need to holler at y'all homie and let him know I ain't got no problem with him. Because he trying to bring me out my square. And when he said that, you can tell he talking with it. When somebody get to talking like that and they pausing and you see their hand, he was like, y'all need to go talk to y'all homie. Because he trying to bring me out my square. And if you bring me out my square, I was about to say what? He was like, he just left it blank. Like he didn't even feel the blanking of the violence that can possibly happen. You know what I mean? So like, you know, I'm looking at him kind of like, yeah, I definitely dig where you coming from. Like he wilding, like your roommate is wilding. You know what I mean? But you sure you can rump with this psycho? Brian is a maniac. You talking about rumping with a real maniac right now. Like, you know what I mean? Like, this is a maniac right now. Like, this is why I'm we having a brain mind game conversation. And this is what I'm saying in my head. Like, yo, I'm with you with what you're saying. You know what I mean? But you sure you want to, like, you want to go up against this guy? Like, he's a real super evil villain. Like, you want to go up against him? This is what I'm trying to say to old head. But, like, you know, old head, he don't really want no problems, man. Like, you know what I mean? So I got what he was saying at the end of the day, all jokes aside. You know what I mean? So the next day roll around, that's when we finally seen the lieutenant dude. It was him and the unit manager, actually, which made it good. So I seen the old head, like spitting his piece. You know what I mean? He was spitting his piece, and our unit manager and lieutenant was cool for real. You know what I mean? Like, they never didn't understand why dudes needed certain things done or why dudes did certain things. You know what I mean? Like, they was the type of people that was around a while in the system. So they was like the type that they understood, like, when it came to a lot of situations. So I see the old head spitting his game and like, you know what I mean, laying it down with, I guess, whatever he's saying. And you see the lieutenant, he got his arm crossed. They right by the pod. Like, it was like right when we was coming in, it was upstairs already. So they right by the pod. You see old head talking to him. I come in the pod. So talking. Old head walk in like, go up the steps. I look at old head. Next thing you know, I see Brian coming in a little later. Brian walk in like, he got a little dumb smirk on his face. He was like, He went up the steps, dumb as hell. What's that about, man? So old head came down the joint. My homeboy was like, what's up? They moving y'all? He was like, they said they can't do no moves until next month. I was like, what? He said they ain't doing no moves until next month. It was already probably like the 3rd of the month. You know what I mean? It was early in the month. So basically it's a month. Basically, that's what it was. This whole month game, you know what I mean? So like, when he said that, I'm like, whoa. So I look at old head face. Old head just went and sat down. He ain't hold no conversation with my man when he said that. He just was like, he said he ain't moving nobody this month. Went and sat down at the table, just sitting there looking at the TV. He was like, my homeboy walked over there. He like, look, man, like, I know that's a tough predicament to be in, man. It ain't hard getting along with Brian. But he was like, look, this is the best way I can tell you how to get along with him, man. Like, don't show no fear. You know what I mean? Like, he one of them type of dudes, like, he really harmless, man. Like, but he just aggressive. So if you one of them dudes that can't match his aggressiveness, over here, man, said, look, I was on the mountains, man. You know how many times I had to match aggression? I had to match aggression every single day that I was on the mountains, man. You know how many times I had to go up against those policemen and those dudes racist up there, man. He said, man, they got the gang member. He said, man, they got the red team up there going against each other just so they can have a position in the pod. They let them hurt you. They'll send the red team. He said, man, it's a no-go up there. He said, look, I don't have a problem with them. If it's going to be a month, I don't have no problem with it. When the door open, I'll come out here and I'll be out here until the door's open. And when I come in there, we don't have to never talk. I was like, there ain't no way to live though, man. He was like, yeah, but what you want me to do? He don't want me in there. He act like he don't want me in there. He was like, man, I ain't going back to the mountains, man. I looked at him when he said it. I was like, that's crazy. That junk made cry, y'all. So boom. And y'all gotta understand why somebody will shed tears about those mountains, man. Like people that's not from the Virginia, like heard us talking about where we just came from. It's the worst of the worst. Like, it's the worst of the worst, man, in Virginia. Like, we have prisons of levels that go up to 1 through 6. 1 through 6 is the level. Sussex 2, where we at this particular moment in this story, is a level 4. Wallace Ridge, in the mountains where he was at, is levels 5 and 6. You know what I mean? Like, that's the worst that they send people. People went up there and never made it back. Because if you one of those dudes that like to buck on the police and all of that, you are in West Bubbles. You super in the mountains. So like, if they do something to you against it's your word against theirs. It's not basically even your word because you're gonna be unalive. So like, they was the groomers I was hearing that they was beating you almost to you unalive up there. That's what they was doing. If you think about it, man, like West Virginia, you already know that's like, it's a lot of racist stuff up there. So if they got some people from some hick towns up there handling whoever is in jail, whatever the case, you already know it's gonna be crazy. So the stories are true. So I feel where I'm coming from. Like, I feel Bert, man. Like, that man crying, man. This man is in full tears about not messing up, man. So like, I ain't know what to tell him. My man was just like, yo, man, y'all gonna be all right, man. So my homeboys, I'm gonna holler at Brian. So he went up the stairs and hollered at Brian. I ain't go up there, you know what I mean? I stood by myself, you know what I mean? So he talked to Brian. I see him have a conversation, so we locked down. I see old head going to cell, you know what I mean? So I didn't know what was going on. So I didn't get a chance to talk to my man until we came out in the pod for the next wreck. So we came out in the pod for the next wreck. I ain't hear no yelling. I ain't hear nothing like nothing was going on. As soon as the doors popped, old head came out. He had all his little books, his little paperwork stuff he be looking at. He brought it, he posted up at the table, and that's where he was at. You know what I mean? I look, Brian playing the cell as usual, Brian in the cell. So my homeboy pull up, he like, yo, man. He was like, man, I went to holler at Brian, man. He was like, man, Brian a maniac, bro. He was like, man, what you be saying, bro? A maniac? He was like, man, Brian a maniac, bro. I said, what happened? He was like, man, Brian say, man, like, for real, man, like, he ain't waiting on much to get dude out the cell. I'm like, what? So what he gonna do? Just try to, he was like, man, he said he don't like dude. He said the way he did that move with the police on that bottom bunk, he said he do not like him, man. So I'm like, man, like, so what he gonna do? You know what I mean? Like, what is his plan? You know what I mean? Like, because, like, this is just crazy right here. But, like, what is this? What are you telling me he gonna do? What is his plan? He was like, I don't know what he gonna do. He was like, when he was just telling me, he was just laughing about it. Like, the whole time. He said, you know, he crazy, man. He said, he just was like this. Yeah, like, he ain't staying in my cell for that whole month either. Like, he ain't gonna be in my cell for a whole month either. I said, he was doing this? He said, man, he was doing the old school joint. Like, when you was in middle school, you be like, I said, man, he's a psycho, y'all. So boom. I said, I don't even know why you went back over there to talk to this man. It don't even make sense to talk to this man. I said, look, I only talked to Brian about a couple of situations, man. I said, sports. I said, really, sports is the only way me and him have conversations. I said, because I'm used to how me and him talk junk back and forth to each other. You know what I mean? So, like, I don't really have conversations with him. We cool, but, like, he's a maniac. He is a maniac, man. So I'm like, for real, man, like I feel bad for old head. I said, because, like, the old head just gonna let him beat him up. I said, because the old head ain't gonna trick up and try to go to the mountains, man. You know what I mean? Old head ain't gonna go to the mountains, man. You know what I mean? So, that man, we in the cell, late night jump. You know what I mean? We in there this next day, kind of late night. You hear old head was like, well, man, look, man, how else I'm gonna use the bathroom there? How else I'm gonna, like, you ain't really hear old head get loud a lot, but I hear this old head voice. How else I'm gonna use the bathroom there, man? How else I'm gonna use the bathroom there, man? What you want me to do? What you want me to do? You want me to wait till tomorrow to use the bathroom? And you heard Brian was like, yeah. Either that or tell the police you want to go to the hole. One or the other. You can use the bathroom in the hole. Old head was like, shh. Next thing you know, you just heard. Heard the door rock. That Jones got louder, like it got aggressive. Like, it started rumbling. Jones going on. He was like, they out there rumbling, man. They was like, yeah, that's crazy. I'm looking, all I can see is the shadows. I can't see nobody. I see fists and shadows. You know what I mean? So that Jones went, and that Jones just stopped. That Jones stopped, and I was like, and it just was like, it stopped. I was like, it stopped. And everybody got quiet. It was like, everybody on the door, everybody looking. I was like, man, this is crazy right here. My word, it stopped. It was over with. When my cell is at, I can look to his cell, but I can't really see nothing because they still had their cell dark a little bit, you know what I mean? But I could saw the shadows when they were rumbling. So I'm like, they stopped. So everybody like, man, they ain't doing that no more. They stopped, man. Like, that junk crazy, man. So I went back, sat down. My roommate was like, they ain't fighting no more. I'm like, they stopped. You know what I mean? I'm like, that's crazy. So they come doing count. They come doing count. This is my word. They come doing count. Now, after they count, you thinking they gonna fight again. Nobody fought. It's nothing. Went quiet again. You know what I mean? So we come back out for the first jump, for the breakfast jump. Everybody was waiting to come out. We come out. See, old head come out. Old head come out. Like, ain't nothing wrong with him. Old head, like, he had that type of look, that swag too, kind of like, you know how a dude just finished fighting, or a dude about to fight, and he just feel, you can see it all in his shoulders, like he came down the steps, he was like, looking like this, shoulders looking all square and shit. He like, came downstairs, he posted up to the back wall, he was standing on the wall, seen Brian come out, like, he got this dumb look on his face, he like, his homeboy came over there from his city, he was like, yeah, he ain't do nothing. Yeah, he ain't do nothing. Yeah, he tried. Yeah, he can't. He tried. Oh, here, like, you see him, he downstairs looking up like, I'm like, oh, this junk crazy, man. Brian like, yeah, he tried. Yeah, he tried. Yeah. He ain't doing number 2 when I'm in the cell. Nah. His homeboy like, man, you ain't let the man do number 2, man. He like, nah. He ain't using the bathroom while I'm in the cell. And that's that. I'm like, yo, this junk crazy, man. I'm looking at the old head like, yo, I know for a fact, man, he gonna make the old head snap, man, because he think the old head washed up. That's for one. You know what I mean? That's for one. But I was like, but for real, I ain't never met nobody that Brian couldn't handle, y'all. So boom. Old head come out unscathed. That was a sign of Brian didn't really do nothing. That noise that we heard and the silhouettes that I saw in the shadows, that junk sounded like it was like they was really trying to get violent with each other. But if probably Brian couldn't do nothing with old head because he thinking old head washed up. Old head ain't washed up. Old head just don't want to go back to the mountains. That's all that is. I figured it out. I was like, man, I said, he better leave old head alone, man. My roommate was like, man, for real, I done seen a little dude. It was a little dude that somebody kept picking on, man. He was like, man, I seen him come back with that hammer and put that work in, man. I was like, man, Brian better chill out, man. You better leave that dude alone, man. So, you know, old head now, they done fought, man. So now dude's like, man, like it's over with now. Like, I know they ain't gonna be able to go back in the room after this. You know what I mean? So we standing out in the pod. My homeboy, he you know, everybody know what's going on. So he pull up on old head. Hey, look, y'all good, man? I heard some noise in that junk last night. Everything straight? He was like, yeah, he thought he can handle me. Yeah, he thought he can handle me. Yeah, and look, I promise you, I didn't want to put my hands on him. I didn't want to put my hands. I could have. And this is a man bigger than me. This man is bigger than me. And I could have put my hands on him. But I didn't. You know why? Because I don't want to go back to the mountains. That's why. That's why. So right now, all I'm trying to do is just stay away from him right now. Right now, we done fought. And I could have done worse. He could have done worse. I don't know. I'm just trying to stay away from him. So old head just standing downstairs. So dude's like, oh, man. Brian come down the steps. Yeah. Yeah, he's still looking like he all that. Yeah. Yeah. You know what I mean? So I'm like, this dude, wow, man. Like, y'all gotta understand when it's people that do stuff like what Brian do, man, like, it never turns out good because bullying in penitentiary, man, can be the gift and the curse. Like, you can profit off bullying because you can meet the right pipsqueaks and they'll be paying you off, and you know what I mean, they'll pay you off as much as possible, whatever the case. But you mess around and try to bully the wrong person, and it can reverse on you, man. It can go through a total 360 on a situation that you might not be ready for, man. But right now he's dealing with a dude that don't want to go back to the mountains, man. You know what I mean? And like I say, I feel over here, man. Like to be able to trick up and not go back to the mountains is crazy. But like, look at the situation he's in. He just left the mountains and they put him in a cell with a total lunatic. And that's bad luck right there. That's bad luck. So I feel where old head coming from, y'all. So boom. Old head can't take no more. And I knew it. I seen it in his face. I seen it. Like, I could tell when somebody is really fed up to the point where they're just gonna lash out. You know what I mean? They're just gonna lash out. So my homeboy tried one more time to try to, you know what I mean, get the situation to, like, they gotta get along. I done seen people fight, go in the cell before. I done seen it happen a couple times. And I done seen that, you know, nothing to happen behind it. You know what I mean? But like, for real, it's a dangerous play. So after dudes fight, usually somebody gotta go. That's just how I go. Even if you're not in the cell, that's how I be feeling. So my man go holler at him one more time. He go holler at Brian. So while Brian was right there, it was almost time for lockdown. So you see the old head coming up the steps the opposite way. So my homeboy standing over there. Of course, I'm not over there. I'm not trying to be the peacemaker on this. I can't. You know what I mean? So I'm chilling. I'm like, damn, I ain't got nothing to do with that shit. I see my bro talking to him. The old head coming this way. You hear Brian like, man, look, he coming in cell. But they gonna have to hurry up and do these moves, though. That's all I'm saying. Old head was like, look, if I come in the cell, it's over with. He was like, man, look, if I wanted to fight you, you wouldn't be coming in my cell. You think I gotta fight you in the cell to fight you? I can fight you anywhere I want to. Old head was like, you got a point. You got a point. But look, we fought, and that's just what it is. That's just what it is. Let's just leave it right there. I told you I'm not trying to mess up what I got going on. I'm on a thin leash. I told you that. Brian was like, man, I don't give a fuck about no mountains. You think I care about the mountains? I don't give a fuck about no mountains. And his words, it echoed out in the pod. It echoed out in the pod, and then it came around. I knew it hit the old head's soul, and the old head was like, this motherfucker just don't know when to quit, y'all. So boom. They all agreed to go back into the room. Like it was going to be all love. That was the agreement. They went back in the joint. Brian, you know, he a big dude. He ain't really worrying about a dude trying to sneak him. He in there. You know what I mean? So nothing happened the whole time, back and forth at the door. I'm like, yo, I know these dudes gonna fight. There's no possible way they not gonna fight. I'm back and forth to the door, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Nothing the whole night. We come out the next morning. Lady say, stand by for breakfast. As soon as she say, stand by for breakfast, look up. Stand by the jump. I look. I come out, I'm brushing my teeth. My roommate already got up and got his stuff together. So I get up, I'm brushing my teeth. She popped the doors. Doors open up. I come out. My roommate step out. I come out, start brushing my teeth. I look down. I'm in 28, so I can see directly to 36. I look over there. I see Brian. Brian already dressed. He's standing on the tail waiting for breakfast. He's standing right. His door is right there. I go back in the cell. I'm like, I come back out. Back and forth to the door. I come back out and look. When I look, I seen it, y'all. My word, I seen old head. Man, I seen old head. I don't know what it was, but he had something white in his hand. I seen something white, and when I saw it, it was kind of like when I was on my way back into the cell, because I had to spit the toothpaste out. I go back in the cell. By the time I seen after I seen with my parentheal, then I'm coming back in the cell to spit the toothpaste out. When I'm going like this, as soon as I go to spit, all you hear is, ah, ah, ah. I was like, I read my roommate face. My roommate was like, man, I come out the jump, man, all you see is old head. Man, old head got the sock. He got the sock, and he got it tied so nice. Brian is on the ground trying to block these jumps. I guess the first ones didn't hit him. You know what I mean? All you see is old head. He's swinging with two hands, because that's how close he is to Brian. Brian is on the ground right there. I guess the jump knocked him down. Man, he got the jump with two hands. He like this. Boom, 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 boom. Brian like, ah! I'm watching the jump. I'm watching the jump hit his, it's a adapter he's hitting him with now. It's not a lock. I'm watching the jump hit his arm, like he's trying to block, and that jump hit his arm so much, it's like his arm got numb. He was like, and that jump just went, and he just, push, push, push. The lady saw that jump, she started hitting over that jump, because it's a booth, then it's to the back of the wall. She started hitting, boom, boom, overhead. He ducked that jump. He was like, he went back in the cell. She was like, stop. She on the phone, she got the gun. She's like, stop. Stop! Get away from him! He was like, he came back out, he was like, boom! He hit him again. She was like, boom! She hit again. He was like, man, this man ducking bullets like the Matrix. You hear me? He's ducking bullets like the Matrix. Man, next thing you know, police running that jump. That lady saved Brian. That lady saved him, man. He was hitting him in the head with that adapter, y'all. Man, he was clocking him with that adapter. That's my word, he was clocking him, man. Old head was hitting him so hard with that adapter. Man, police ran in that jump, man. Ran down this side of the stairs. He go down. They was like, put it down. Put it down. He got in the corner. He was like, he was about to hit him. They was like, put it down. Put it down. Put it down. As soon as he lifted the joint up, dude maced him. Shh. He's like, ah. He dropped the jump. He dropped the sock. Ah. Let the sock jump go. They ran the tackle. The boom. They handcuff him. You know what I mean? They go upstairs. They check on bro. Man, his arm, he super, man. He hit, man. Man, Brian damn near fractured his shit with that doctor on the first hit. Man, this is my word, man. His back of his head was bleeding. Like, he was all the way fucked, man. This is my word. They came and got him. They took Brian out. They came and got him, man. They took old head out. You know what I mean? They took old head out, man. This is my word, man. They took both of them niggas out. Both of them was gone, man. Like, and for real, everybody looked at that shit like, I'm learning lessons through my bed. Like, yo, you can't sleep on no fucking body, man. Like, this man won't trying to bother nobody. And Brian just kept pushing that bullshit. You know what I mean? He kept pushing, he kept pushing. He got what he was looking for. He got what he was looking for, man. And this shit was crazy, because a week later, I ended up getting a job actually working in the hole so I can move around. Y'all know me in 3D. So when I get the job, I got the fruits of the labor of moving around anywhere I want. So the first part I went to was in 3C. Well, that's right beside us. That's the segregation, though. That's where they had old head at. Man, I promise you, man, I went over there. I seen old head, man. And for real, he was in cell 33, like in the cut a little bit. I was like, man, you good? He was like, yeah. I see you need something. He was like, man, if you can just get me some stamps, man, and some tobacco. You know what I mean? So I even looked out for old head. I ain't gonna lie, man, because I felt bad. You know what I mean? I was like, so look, what they said they gonna do with you? He was like, going back to the mountains. I was like, you going back to the mountains, man? He was like, going back to the mountains, man. I was like, looked at him, man. He was like, man, I didn't get a chance to see my damn daughter since I've been on lowland. I was like, man, this shit crazy, man. A couple days later, I shoot out downstairs, 3B. I see Brian. They got him in cell 2. I see him. You know what I mean? He got big ass band-aid on his shit. He got a fucking the fucking joint on his arm, the little net shit. He fucked all up. I see him like, damn, bro, you all right, man? He was like, slept on that old motherfucker Weezy. He still think it's funny. He was like, I slept on that old motherfucker Weezy. I thought he was washed up. Yeah, he got me though. Yeah, he got me though. He got me. I ain't watch him. He got me though. I was like, man, your ass crassing. You getting out? He was like, yeah, I'm getting out next week. You know what I mean? I'm like, damn, Brian got out the hole and continue being Brian, y'all. I promise y'all, man, the same asshole that he was, man. But I know for a fact he learned a valuable lesson, man. Don't be sleeping on nobody, man. I don't give a shit. Old head had a lot to lose, and that was not going back to that damn mountains, man. But if you get pushed and pushed and pushed and pushed to that limit, you're going to lash out. You're going to do something crazy, man. And for real, Brian almost paid for it with his life, but he was spared, man. Thank God. But that was a crazy situation. But that's the end of the damn story, though. I appreciate y'all for watching, man. Y'all know the count, man. Like, share, and subscribe this one, y'all. Let's get it. Let's go, man. But y'all be safe, man. And make sure y'all keep watching In the Car Chronicles, man. But stay y'all ass out the way.
Get your money, don't care who judge. Stay out the way, surround yourself with nothing but love. Stay out the way if you a gangster, killer or thug. Stay out the way, put your faith in the man above. Stay out the way, chill with your family, siblings and blood. Stay out the way, kick it with your girl, forget hit in the club. Stay out the way, mind on your money, ain't no switching it up. Stay out the way, stand out the way, what you thought that it was. Stay out the way, if you stuck down on your luck, not feeling righteous. Did a petty crime, just looking for some excitement. Now your name on affidavits and court indictments can pay for a lot, but your freedom is priceless. You did the crime, you do the time, don't let it surprise you. Real stories from the heart, just to open your eyes up.